Alright guys, we're fighting a lot of wind here, but I want to tell you about the latest Netflix original movie. I caught it this morning. It's called The Outsider, starring Jared Leto. Just came out, so it's a 2018 film. Somewhat of a co-production between America and Japan, I believe. And takes place in 1954. Deals with Jared Leto being this outsider who comes into a yakuza family. Now, I'm going to tell you right here, it wasn't real good. Maybe I'm a little spoiled having recently watched Goodfellas and Casino when it comes to organized crime. But with that said, we're going to get into spoilers here. So, can I keep this hoodie on? Oh boy. Yeah, we're in a Japanese prison. Jared Leto's cleaning some stuff up in the shower. Sees this guy who's hung himself or has been hung. Lets him down. I guess it might be his cellmate. Like, I don't know. He was trying to get some message outside the prison. Then that guy, who, by the way, I forgot his character's name, but he was in Ichi the Killer. He was like the main character, even though Ichi the Killer was a different guy. I'm probably just going to call him Ichi going forward here. Yeah, I know that's all kinds of wrong, but anyways. He says, look, I'm going to try to kill myself. You alert the guard, make sure they get me to the hospital. My people will come and get me out of here. They'll get you out of here too, okay, deal? All right. Takes a knife, slices his stomach. And then Jared Leto alerts the guards. Next thing you know, I guess they're both free. Plot hole or convenience, I'm not sure, but I don't really think prison works that way. Maybe this shouldn't have been glossed over so much. Well, Jared Leto, on being a free man, it gets picked up by some yakuza driving like some, what was it, early 50s Cadillac, I think. Anyways, they're like, hey, our brother here, everybody's a damn brother in the yakuza. So much wind, guys, I'm sorry. Jesus. They're like, look, you did him a favor, that's cool with us, but you know, you want to like join us here? You want to like a job? Here, go talk to this guy at the docks, this American. Maybe he'll understand you, you know, do what you tell him. And by talk to him, they mean rough him up with a typewriter. So they're like, hey, did you kill him? Now he'll live. And then, oh, jump easier that way. Why does it look like there's going to be a tornado now? Jesus Christ. So, after that goes down, I'm going to have a hard time hearing the tornado siren, to be honest with you guys. Man, it was a sunny day. Jesus. Jared Leto beats that guy up and then he's kind of in their club, right? So, this movie is so routine and cliche and should have been called gaijin, which is their term they call them, outsider. And you know about that if you watch Tokyo Drift, one of the better Fast and Furious films. Well, what happens next? He sees some chick, offers him a beer for like 100 yen, and that's cool. She's the hottest chick available. So then, wouldn't you know it, they become an item, you know, somewhat like after that. Learns that it's Ichi's sister, but hooks up with her anyways. Gets another little task to do, to go down to the dock, pick up some guns, money. But there was a double cross, and these guys are going to kill Jared Leto, who, by the way, his character's name's Nick Lowell, okay? So we're going to call him Nick, or I'm going to try to remember that. And he's like, you know, yeah, I have not let you kill me. turns his gun on them guys, shoots some of them. Now you have two yakuza families with an issue here. They're fighting over who has control of the docks and the nightclubs and what have you in the Osaka area. But you know, to make good on this, Nick has to cut his fingers off because he saw a guy earlier say, hey, what's with that guy's hand? Oh, he had to like give up his fingers because he pissed off the boss, and now he's showing he wants some redemption. Nick cuts off 2 fingers, Ichi cuts off a finger, and it's like in one cut too. Well, I guess it could be an artificial hand, or it's likely CGI, or some combination of the two. It's not like puts hand out, then cuts, but it's like oh, and then stood hand. Anyways, it's gruesome because for me, I have a problem with getting fingers cut off. That's why my fingers have hardly grown. They're afraid to get any longer and be in jeopardy of getting cut off somewhere. Honest truth. So this goes down, but right after that, it's like, wow, this guy's pretty loyal. Let's put him into the club for sure. Drink this tea. Now you're the son of the boss or whatever. You have a family now. You're no longer a stray dog. Meanwhile, he hooks up with the hot chick who has a lot of tattoos. So he tries to get tattoos to be like her. And there you go. You got this white guy outsider trying to fit in with the yakuza. What could go wrong, right? Well, the guy that's been a douche to him the whole time, the guy whose fingers he knows had some problems, he's been betraying the boss. Who would have thunk it? So he's working this other guy who's building a powerful group that's investing in stocks. The old boss is set in his ways. In tradition, he doesn't want anything to do with what they're doing. So there's a war that starts out. Guys are busting in, strangling, shooting each other up, all that stuff. And you know, Nick runs across a guy, Emile Hirsch, who used to be in his unit in the army or something, I suppose. I suppose it's army or navy, probably army. Could be Air Force for all I know. Anyhow, that guy gets a little nosy and he's like, hey, it looks like aren't you dodging court martial? Or I won't tell him, but hey, you know, why don't you come back to my house? Then Jared Leto gives him the old American Psycho, you know, slices his throat while talking about Phil Collins. And then, jeez. The war bit's continuing, but it looks like it's going to die down. They want some peace. The boss has to meet up with a guy. Oh, by the way, the douche who betrayed him, Orichi, he gets to punch up the hot chick, you know, because we needed that to make sure we know he's the bad guy. Hadn't seen that before, had you? I kid. Oh, shit, let's turn around. So, I might be able to keep the hood on if I stay in this area. Nick has to figure out what he's going to do here. It's looking real dangerous for them. The boss meets up at the dock. He gets betrayed by his son, or is it really his son? Like, I don't know. Everybody calls himself brother and dad, whatever. So it's hard to say who's what. But he gets stabbed. Everybody else is standing around their nice suits with no guns. They get guns pulled on them. They say, hey, Nick, you gotta leave. What was that pop? I might get shot at. I don't know. Alright, Nick, you gotta leave. But, you know, we can't guarantee the safety of your girl if you stay around here. He goes there, it's like, hey, we leave tonight, or we leave right now, get your stuff. Well, he gets the sword that he got from Ichi, who, by the way, got killed in this incident trying to kill the old man at a tailor. He's like, hey, you got to guard sister, here's the sword for the family. Well, he goes over to the remaining Yakuza boss, who took out his boss, goes to his house, just casually walks in, goes into like his dojo or some shit, and he's like, hey, that guy you're inducting in your club over there, he betrayed us. I want you to let me kill him. Well, I'm not gonna let you kill him. All right, let's fight. No, I don't want to fight you. Here's your sword back. Guy who is obviously pissed off. Okay, cool. I'll take the sword out and slice your head. Yeah, there's a lot of slow throat slicing. There's no real decapitation. But anyways, they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll let him go now. Maybe he was right. Maybe we didn't really want him in the club after all. So he heads back to see his hot chick, who I guess is in Deadpool 2. And they're like, okay, so the rest of my brothers here were guarding you while I did this. I suppose we're going to leave the country now. Roll credits. Yeah, it's pretty predictable and cliche. It should have been called Gaijin instead of The Outsider. Jared Leto has somewhat of a non-performance here. Really subdued. It's really like lacking in suspense and comic relief and anything but just a workman-like aesthetic with its red digital camera. And then you have some modern score at times. You know, until it said 1954, you know, right before like the credits started or something, you didn't even know it was in the past. This is a ho-hum film that's fairly forgettable, but I guess it could have been worse. I give The Outsider 2.5 out of 4 stars.